I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
Of the juggernaut, bitch!
It's not a tumor.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
2 chicks at the same time.
I am the law!
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win. You die.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
No, not the bees! Oh, no, not the bees!
It's 8 p.m. Tuesday night, and you're listening to Geek Speak Live. We are coming to you live from Mega Powers Radio Studio. I'm your host, Craig Kellerman, and I'm accompanied by the amazing Travis Goss.
Hello.
Hello there, Governor.
Hello, what's all this, Ben?
Oh, jeez, Michael Buran's going to kill us. All right, today we got a special episode for you guys. We review Comic-Con. We review the reviewers, Game Grumps, and the actor, writer, producer of the week. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll coming right up. Hang on just a second.
Al Pacino. All right, I'm gonna get this. Before we start, I'm gonna let you guys know. You know, we are always live on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. And if you'd like to join in our conversation, please call us at 760-512-7247.
Call now. Waiting for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I got a couple of little funny news stories I came across today before we get into our topics.
Go for it.
All right, so this is a funny one. TMZ stopped Tommy Hilfiger earlier this week and asked him about his jean habits, right, and how he takes care of his clothes. And you know what he replied? He hardly ever washes his jeans, if ever at all.
Ew.
Yeah, so we got this rich motherfucker stinking up a storm and never washes his clothes. I thought that's interesting. And you know what? It's funny. There's like a whole jean culture, and like every one of them, like Levi's, they say you should never like wash your jeans if ever at all. Like, what's with that?
That's disgusting. Okay, I wear.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wash my clothes. Okay.
I wash my clothes every other day because I live with 3 other people, aka my family, my mom, dad, and my sister. And we go through clothes like crazy, so every other day we do laundry. And I can't stand wearing the same pair of jeans more than just one day. That's disgusting.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I mean, no, I'll go like 2 or 3 days. But, you know, after that, it's like they get all, like, you know, shitty. I got to wash them. You know what they say? They say to get rid of, like, the smelly germs and stuff is put them in a freezer.
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, let me wear my frozen, stinky jeans. I don't know. What's wrong? I don't know what's wrong with these people. And in other news, we all know about the federal shutdown, right?
Yeah.
And how horrible it is. We're on, what, day 13?
15.
Oh, 15. I'm sorry, I got that wrong.
It's okay.
Half a month. Okay. So there's a ray of light in people, especially a South Carolina chainsaw sculptor has taken it upon himself to do the landscaping work for the government buildings and garbage cleanups by the memorial sites. What's his name? Chris Cox, okay? His selfless act inspired more than 200 volunteers to join in the cleanup. Chris Cox responded to the press by saying, "The buildings here serve as a moral compass, not only for our country, but for the world." And I think that's fantastic. You know, you got to really, like, this shit has to stop. Like, come on, let's get on with it.
I know. And, I mean, first of all, kudos to that guy for inspiring all those others to join along. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're just going to let these things go by. You know, they're going to let the grass grow. And, yeah, no, that's good for him. You know, he's spending his own money. And I know there was, like, one guy that came up to him and tried to, like, slip him $20 in his pocket. and he wouldn't accept it because, you know, he's just doing it for selfless volunteer work, you know. You know, kudos to the guy. And you know, they could take a look at that guy and be, I don't know. We need more people like that in this country.
That's for sure. I mean, what really kind of scares me though is tomorrow night at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
If this isn't settled, that's when the shit's really gonna hit the fan.
Why is that?
Because this whole debt ceiling thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I've been trying not to pay attention too much to it. This captured my attention because, you know, it's people doing the right thing, but I don't know. Some people are like worried, like, oh God, this is the end. This is, you know, they're going to start declaring martial law, this, that, and the other thing, and I don't know. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being optimistic because there could be a little bit of hope that these people are going to actually get their shit together and get everything back on track. But unfortunately, I have my doubts, and I actually said this to my dad over dinner earlier this evening. I said to him, you know, the whole thing they did in California a few years back when they recalled the governor, I would like to actually see something like that happen in our capital where a lot of the politicians are recalled because obviously they are just playing this cat and mouse game, and I'm fucking sick and tired of this crap. It's all over the news. Apparently nobody in there wants to do their damn job. Let's get people in there who know exactly how to get shit together and get everything running like a oiled
machine.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people who are listening to the show right now share the same frustrations that we have.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, even outside of this country, you got to be looking at it like, what's going on? You know, what's going on with these guys over here?
Yeah.
You know, things have gotten so bad that Ted Nugent cut his hair and thinks he can run for president.
Oh, for Christ's sakes!
I'm serious. That's a true story.
Jesus Christ! I can't. Okay, there's only a couple of Ted Nugent songs I like. I don't love them. I like them, but he's a fuckwit. He's completely out of his mind.
Oh man. Yeah, but yep, that's a real thing. Ted Nugent running for president in 2016.
Good luck.
Yeah, right. It's one of those. It's a publicity stunt, you know. But you know, it's funny. That's how bad. That's how far down the rabbit hole we've become.
If you want to go down this rabbit hole with us, please give us a call at 760-512-7247. Call now, and please share with us your frustration. But I'll lighten things up a little bit here. I did this past Thursday pick up my copy of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, finally!
It is fucking awesome, man.
I know.
It is incredible. I mean, the controls are just a little bit different from what I remember because when I pick up the game, I thought to myself, okay, I'm used to the way the controls were for the past few games in the series, and I thought, well, maybe they'll incorporate the same type of controls. Not really. They did not put the classic control portion into the game, but I still found my way through it, and the storyline is really intense.
Yeah, about the controls, I think the controls, there's a lot of different, everything has a different control. Like, there's so many buttons that do different things that I still can't figure out how to, like, make my car into a convertible. Yeah. You know, it took me forever to find out how to turn on my lights. There's every little detail. But that's the awesome thing about that game. It's so much little details that make it, like, very immersive. Yeah, talking about Grand Theft Auto, there was a big announcement at Comic-Con 2013. And I guess they have a merger with the old cast. I think CJ from what game? San Andreas.
Yeah.
And they were talking about they asked the guy who plays Franklin what character he missed out on. He said that he would have really liked to play CJ, but then he let something slip that he's actually working with the guy who voiced CJ. So, you know, that could be some new DLC.
Oh, man.
Yeah, San Andreas. and I think that would be perfect. Bring it up to speed. I mean, I guess because now CJ would be a little bit older now. He'd be in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
Because San Andreas took place in the early 1990s, correct?
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, 1992. So yeah, that game. I think that was my favorite game out of all the Grand Theft Auto series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. In ways, it was better than this one because it really it showed the travesty of gang life, in the early 90s and how bad it was in the LA area at the time. There was gang wars, and that was the up and coming time of the Bloods and the Crips. I think that's what the Ballers and what was the other gang that it represents?
Oh God, I couldn't tell you. It's been so many years since I played it.
Yeah. I don't know, but damn. If you guys can remember that gang, with the green colors, please call us.
760-512-7247. And get this, I just opened up the chat. So if you guys want to come in and talk to us, go right on ahead.
Yeah, but I think that would be great because that game was a nod to movies like Colors and Boys in the Hood, Where Grand Theft Auto 5 is more about satire on today's culture.
That's what the whole series has been, is a satire on culture. Yeah, I see your point where the fifth one, it made a huge emphasis on satire.
Yeah, dick jokes. Dick jokes abound everywhere.
It just seems, I swear, each and every GTA game that comes out just gets worse with the dick jokes.
Oh God, it's terrible, man. Other big news with the Comic-Con was Sony had their first public hands-on of the PlayStation 4, and they brought to the table Drive Club, Knack, and Octodad, Deadliest Catch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I mean, damn, I missed that. I always wanted to go to Comic-Con, man. I never really ever got a chance to, and I always miss it.
Same here.
We should make it a thing to go next year and cover it.
That's the thing I want to do next year is I want to go to the Chicago Comic-Con. It's called Wizard World, and I wanted to go to it this past year because my favorite internet celebrity, Brad Jones, a.k.a. the Cinema Snob, was there, and he had his own little panel. And I wanted to go so bad, but I just didn't have the gas to go out there, so I was kind of bummed out. But definitely, that should be a feature we should do for the fanboysanonymous.com, where someone goes to Comic-Con and get some footage, get some interviews, get a good package going.
Absolutely. I have no excuse either. I mean, I'm 2 hours, not even, an hour and a half from New York City. I should just go,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Other news that came out of Comic-Con was new voice actor for the Joker.
And it is?
And it is, what was his name? Man, Troy
Baker?
Troy Baker, right. And, man, he killed it. He did, he recited a couple of lines from the Joker, and he made it sound a lot like the cartoon Joker, played by, what was his name, Mark Hamill?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, but he did it, even better. I was shocked, man. If you guys have a chance, if you're listening, definitely check out. There's a YouTube video of him doing the Joker voice. It was a new. It's for the new Batman Arkham Asylum game.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I haven't seen that video, but I've seen it everywhere. It's been on Joystick.com, Screw Attack. The video was posted everywhere. So yeah, I can't believe I missed out on it. But I'm going to take a look at that at the end of the after the show's done. But I got some other news too that came out at Comic-Con.
Go ahead.
Let's see, where is it? I just had it. God damn it. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, Do you read? Are you a comic book reader?
Yes and no. Like, I like. It's hard for me to follow comic books because I'm not going to go out and buy a comic book every couple of weeks and wait for the new ones to come out. I like the continuity and like graphic novels. You know, everything. I like everything compacted into one story so I could just like read through it all, you know, at once.
Yeah. And do you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, you should have some pretty good feelings about this. A 10th season of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic book was confirmed with a new creative team. That was announced at Comic-Con.
So this is Buffy. There's a Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic book out there?
Yeah.
Why am I surprised?
Yeah, exactly. When the show was popular, I went ahead and bought a comic book of theirs, and I read it. It's like, all right. But no, if you're a fan of the show and you read comic books and you're a fan of the comic book series, yeah, that should be pretty exciting. Even more exciting when MTV has also announced a 4th season of Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf?
Yeah. Teen Wolf.
You read Teen Wolf, or
that's a TV show that's on MTV.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched MTV since like the 90s.
Oh, when MTV was good?
Yeah, remember that? They used to play music, video, whatever those things are.
Yeah, I think music, Vika, videos. That's
videos, right. Those exist.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can actually watch music videos on MTV, but you have to get up at ass crack of dawn just to watch any of the videos.
You gotta watch MTV 14. You know what? They killed it, man. They killed it with all those reality television shows. They're the ones that started that crap. Jesus.
I mean, it wasn't too bad back in the 90s when we had, like, news documentaries, because those were pretty cool to watch.
No, those were good.
Those were good. But now
what was that one show where they just had everybody live in a house?
The Real World?
Yeah, The Real World. I think that was the first reality TV show, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I could be wrong, but...
Well, for MTV, I'm sure it was. But you watch The Real World today, and you see how fucking dumb it is. They actually have gone to the point where they get stereotypical people to be part of the house. And it's all these muscle meatheads and dumb blondes.
Oh, yeah. It's like they're actors playing in a reality, you know. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's just like the Jersey Shore. It just...
Oh, Christ. I fucking hate that show.
You know what's bad is me and my ex-girlfriend and I, we used to watch... She made me watch that show, like, constantly. And I actually got into it for a little bit. And then I woke up from my haze and realized what a stupid-ass idea that was.
And now one of them, Snooki, is on Dancing with the Stars, as if she needs more publicity.
Snooki's actually from my area. She's from the Poughkeepsie area.
Well, okay, great, but still.
I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. Like,
sorry.
I live somewhere near where Snooki was. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I live in the same state that hosts the Nostalgia Critic. But yeah, woohoo. Anyways, continue on. By the way, I was going to say about Teen Wolf. Yeah, 4th season. Cannot believe that it's still on because I'm actually above this whole thing with vampires and werewolves. I think we've worn that out, and I think we're almost getting to that point with zombies. I'm just saying.
Oh, we've been at that point with zombies. Only thing saving it is The Walking Dead is an amazing show.
Yes.
You know. Yeah, I mean the whole vampire thing. Twilight killed the shit out of that.
And also Twilight killed the shit out of werewolves.
Actually, my favorite vampire movie was the Anne Rice Interview with a Vampire.
That was good. That
was amazing. Might review that for a Halloween special. I don't know. Give us your thoughts. Email us. Email us at geeksack@megapowersradio.com.
And call us at 760-512-7247. And let's see here. What else we got for news? Oh, here's something that was pretty cool to happen at Comic-Con this past weekend. David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson reunited for the 20th anniversary of the X-Files.
Oh, get out of here! Really?
Yep. There's a picture. Because before the show started, I gave David here a link to this article that I'm reading online on CNN.com, and it has all these different pictures that are taken at Comic-Con. And one of them was a picture of David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. They actually had a 20th anniversary reunion, and I thought that was really cool. I watched a few episodes of the X-Files, and I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it.
Wait, you watched a few episodes of the X-Files?
You have to keep this in mind. I'm not a huge sci-fi fan. I watched a few of them, and I thought they were pretty cool. I'll tell you this. I watched.
And now, let me just tell you, that was my favorite show growing up as a kid. All right, go on.
Okay, that's fine. No, I'll be honest with you. I did watch a season, and I liked it. I did actually have one of the movies on DVD. I'm not a hardcore fan, but if the show is on, I'll watch it.
See, I'm not big into sci-fi either, but I think my top two favorite sci-fi shows were the X-Files and Firefly.
Never watched Firefly.
Get out of here.
I never got a chance to watch it. What channel was that on, by the way?
FX. Was it FX or was it I think it was either Fox or FX. I could be wrong.
Firefly. I'm going to just go ahead and Google it. When in doubt, Google. Yeah. Firefly. Here we go.
Also, they made an amazing movie, Serenity, and it wrapped the whole series up. Excellent movie. Definitely check it out, especially if you're into Firefly. That was one of the best shows.
Indeed. I can't see what... Well, okay, regardless. But I think it's on Netflix, and I can watch it.
Oh, it's definitely on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other news for Comic-Con, they released a trailer for the new Zelda game, Link Between Worlds.
Uh-huh.
And the game looks fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's got that top-down view, but it's 3D models, and it looks they reanimated Link to the Past, basically. It looks just like that, except like updated.
Yeah.
I think because there's two worlds. The second world is Lorule. I don't know if I'm saying this wrong. Lorule. It's Hyrule and Lorule.
Oh, I get you. Lorule. Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe it could be Link to the Past, like that golden world. The dark world.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know. But it's definitely a reason for me to pick up a 3DS or a 2DS.
2DS.
A quarter DS.
I'm still waiting for the 1DS. I still think that's a great idea, but... Jesus. But no, seriously, back on topic. I am a huge Zelda fan, so I would love to check out that game.
Oh, I love Zelda. Zelda is my number one favorite ongoing video game series. Okay? It just marginally beats out Final Fantasy, in my opinion.
There you go. Excellent choices.
The Zelda, the formula never gets old to me. It just doesn't. The puzzle solving is so brilliantly implemented with the minimal storytelling, and it's all about gameplay with The Legend of Zelda.
This is what's kind of funny too. I have we have that game Link to the Past. For as long as that game has been out, I have never finished it.
What?
I know, right? It's always it's some fucking dungeon. I can't remember which one it is. It's after I go to the Dark World. I'm trying to collect the pieces to the Triforce.
Uh huh.
And I can't remember which dungeon it is, but this one always hangs me up to the point where it's like, fuck it.
Is it the water dungeon?
I think so.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like the water dungeon is always like the notoriously hardest part of every Zelda game.
Oh, jeez.
Did you play Ocarina of Time?
I actually have it for the 3DS, and I got it on my Wii as well. And I used to actually have a physical copy of the game.
Yeah, the water world in that game was
Ass.
No, it wasn't ass. It was just tedious. Really, really, really tedious. If you guys remember playing that, like it's didn't they? I think in the 3DS version they cleaned it up a little bit and they made like the puzzles. They made this level a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, making the 3DS version the version to buy for that game.
That actually gave people a reason to buy a 3DS at the time. Actually, my excuse for it is I just wanted a 3DS because I'm a Nintendo fan, but that's besides the point.
I want to get a 3DS because I really like the Nintendo DS. I thought that was awesome, awesome handheld. One of my favorite video game machines. I don't know what did you have a Nintendo DS?
Yes, it did.
What's your favorite game on there?
Gosh, there's so many. I'll tell you the one I have right in my mind, and it's Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars.
Oh, I never got to play that one.
It's good. It takes place in the same time frame as GTA 4.
Oh, okay.
But only it's you're playing this Jesus. I don't say Chinese immigrant, but I'm probably wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But now the gameplay is very. I mean, it's like a blending of the modern day GTA and then the classic GTA. Just
the top down.
Yeah, but it's only. Yeah, but it's almost like it's going at like a 45-degree angle. It's kind of strange, and it's all cell shaded.
Yeah, probably because they couldn't handle like a whole 3D graphics kind of feel. Which is kind of strange because the DS is actually just as powerful as the PlayStation, if not more. Because I remember this, and I know we're getting off topic. We'll get back on topic here in a moment. I remember on the PS1 we had this game called The Italian Job, but that game was the way it was built. It made me think. This is after GTA 3 came out. I thought, wow, damn. They could actually go back and make those classic GTA games look like this on the PlayStation. But in that regard, with the DS version of GTA, Chinatown Wars, they could have done that, but they didn't. Maybe it's just like a memory thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's good because they do it differently. They wanted to change up the formula a little bit. Yeah. Now I'll pose the same question to you. What's your favorite DS game? Hands down, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. Now I got Final Fantasy Tactics for the PS1. Haven't played it. Oh my God! Honestly, I'm gonna be frank with you. That Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation 1 is my all-time favorite game ever. I might take a look at that at a future episode of my Let's Play show, but we'll get to that later on. But back to Zelda. I will definitely support your ass if you do a Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics. You got it. I'll tell you what. I will get that out of the way after I get a couple other games because Right. Yeah, I will definitely look into that. But anyways, back to Zelda on 3DS. Yeah. I would like to actually have some voices in that game, but they probably won't. No voices. Keep the voices out of Zelda. Keep the voices out of Zelda. They don't. Yeah. None of the Zelda games had it, and it's part of the charm. And I like how they implement the sounds. Like they go, I love that. Listen. Cute. Yeah. Listen. Shut up, Navi. But here's the thing: when you watch like some of these Zelda games with the cutscenes, the other characters are talking, but when we get to Link, he's miming. So I'm like, he's a hero for God's sake. He doesn't have to think; he just has to be the muscle. That's it. That's his job. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. You're living vicariously through Link.
Yeah, but I wanted to actually.
But when you're yelling at the screen, that's what Link is doing.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Before we move on to the top, what's your favorite Legend of Zelda game?
Oh my gosh, that is tough. That is so tough. I'm gonna say Wind Waker.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think that's my favorite too.
And I want so badly to get the HD game because I did have the original GameCube version. Unfortunately, for some reasons beyond me, it got all scratched up, and I was very close to finishing that game.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I was pissed.
When I first got the game, I never finished it, and I came back years later, right before Skyward Sword came out. I went and I finished Wind Waker, and man, what I think that game is incredible. Everybody bitches about the sailing, the exploration in it, but I feel like it makes the game feel so much more grandiose, and it gives that adventure feel to it. Like, yes, I'm a pirate. Like, I'm searching for underwater treasures and treasure maps, and oh man, I love that aspect of the game. Actually, that was my favorite part of the game. So I don't know. I guess I'm split on the.
That's just the thing. Is just people just poo-poo on it because of that aspect of the sailing. I actually like that part because the graphics in the game are beautiful. They are the GameCube has some really great games, but this one was the most beautiful of all.
Oh my God! I know that's what split the Zelda fans. They wanted a more realistic looking Zelda, and honestly, I think this game, it just and they used to call it Zelda, like the cell shaded.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. But you know what? I was on that bandwagon too when it first came, because if you saw the previews at the time when they were first making the game, it was actually going to be more like Ocarina of Time, and they actually scrapped that and they used those animations and stuff for Twilight Princess. But at the time, yeah, when they switched over to the cell shaded thing, everybody like flipped the shit. Like, what is this? But man, it worked. It worked, and I think it brought it back to Link of the Past days because it was more cartoony looking and.
Exactly, that was the exact point I was going to bring up. Because when you compare both of those games, I mean, obviously with the Super Nintendo with the Zelda on that, it had cel shaded look, but it had a reason to.
Mm-hmm.
And same with the Wind Waker. There was a reason why it had to look like that. But at the same time, people just crap on that game just because of the art style, and because I'm for anybody out there who actually snubbed that game, believe me, you missed out on the experience. And I'm so glad Nintendo decided to go back, bring this game into this generation, and just completely rebuild it and make it one of the most incredible games I've seen in ages.
Yeah, I saw some screenshots of what they did, and I guess the game is so beautiful on its own, but in HD, and it cleans up all the lines and it just makes it brighter and more colorful, basically. And it really is one of the most beautiful games ever made. 10 years later,
Absolutely. My gosh. But anyways, let's see what else we have here in terms of Comic-Con. Actually, we'll take a look at some of those pictures. Do you have that link I sent you?
No.
I'll resend it to you. All right. Well, with any Comic-Con, you obviously have people who dress up as their favorite characters, cosplayers, and that's something that fanboysanonymous.com has. We have a section of our website where it's dedicated to cosplayers. And some of the people who actually spend a lot of time on their costumes.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, that is one of the biggest thing about Comic-Con is all the people that get dressed up and stuff. And it really is. It's like Comic-Con is for everybody, you know. It's not just geeks and nerds and stuff. It's all kinds of people go to this thing, you know. And it's an outlet to just let yourself loose and just be, you know, whatever you want to be.
Exactly.
You know, Comic-Con is one of the greatest things, one of the greatest conventions ever. And I'm glad and it's sad things like E3 have gotten very corporate, you know, but Comic-Con has always been fun.
Comic-Con has always been by the fans for the fans.
Exactly. And back to the cosplay. There's a ton of pictures you guys check out online. You just go Google Comic-Con 2013 and you'll find hundreds upon hundreds of pictures of people that really gone out. And they did a really good job this year, I'll tell you. Actually, I posted a picture on my Facebook. This guy has a golden retriever, and he put a Agent Fury suit on him and put like an eye patch on him. It was so cute. Agent Furry. That's really cool.
Doobie doobie doo, what doobie doobie doo, what.
So moving on. To a segment I like to call Review the Reviewer. And today I would like to talk about Game Grumps.
Yes, I love this show.
Yeah, this is more of a tribute. I've been in love with this show since its inception.
Me too.
Yeah. I thought it was fantastic. With, you know, it got me into... Well, actually, I was into JonTron before that. And Ego Raptor. Aaron Hansen. He was actually, he got his start on Newgrounds.com.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. He does a lot of animations. And what was that cartoon he made? Metal Gear Awesome.
That's the one.
Metal Gear Awesome, and I think that's what got him his fame. But I think and Pokey Awesome. Pokey Awesome was probably the funniest thing in the world. If you guys have a chance, check that out. That's funny. But Game Grumps, it's unconventional Let's Play channel, and honestly, I don't even think that you could even call it a Let's Play channel because, like I said, it's so unconventional because they don't play the games to like completion. Well, sometimes they do, but it's just about their banter, and they have so much energy, and they're so funny. And unfortunately, JonTron ended up leaving Game Grumps, but they got a new guy, Danny Sexbang, in there, and I think he works really well with Aaron Hansen. Their personalities collide really well. I was afraid at first, but I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think the show has gotten even better with him as a secondary.
It really is. And what makes it even more cool is Game Grumps actually has a sister show as it's on the same channel, and it's called Steam Train, and that's hosted by Danny Sexbang and Ross. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they play a bunch of computer games.
Yeah, that's their shtick is Steam. You know, they download games off of Steam and then they have to play them. And they also do Game Grumps Versus, where they get multiplayer games and they go against each other, and the hilarity ensues.
My favorite one I've seen here recently was when Danny and Aaron was playing Wheel of Fortune Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious.
Oh man, what's your favorite series that they've done?
Wow. You know, I'm going to say Castlevania 4. For one thing, it's not one I'm thinking about right now, and also it's one of my favorite games. And second of all, I just love watching them try to beat this game, because it is a tough game. I will give them that. I can beat the thing easily, but they didn't have a whole lot of exposure to it, especially Danny.
Yeah.
But I just love the banter they had there, and going back when JonTron was doing a show, him and Eagle Raptor played Link to the Past.
Right.
That was good.
But they never finished it though, and
they
actually
didn't finish it. No.
And they started Oh man, Secret of Mana, and they didn't finish that. And they're actually replaying that right now, Secret of Mana. And the one game is, and it kills me that they actually went through and they did like 100 and some odd episodes of Sonic 06, which is like the worst game ever made, and they just suffer through it, and it's so funny because they hate this game so much, but they just keep making these episodes and trying to beat it. Oh man, you know, it really influences me a lot to make these kind of videos.
Yeah.
You know, they were a huge influence for me and Newbie TV and some of our videos on that. Those guys, AVGN. I don't know, there's a ton of guys. But yeah, definitely Game Grumps is one of the best YouTube channels out there, in my opinion. And these guys have to make a lot of money off of these. I mean, they're putting out how many videos, like 4 or 5 videos a day?
I actually followed it, and they're actually putting out 3 a day. They put out 2 Game Grumps and the Steam Train. Yeah,
and a Steam Train, exactly. And it's not, you know, there's honestly, it's minimal effort. I mean, really, I mean, they have to be, you know, it's not as easy as it sounds because they're, you know, you always got to be energetic and, you know, if you sit down and just do a Let's Play every day, you know, and always be entertaining, that's actually very difficult.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been facing too, because I've been recording shows for my Let's Play channel.
Right.
And it's more difficult for me because it's only me playing the game. I don't have anybody to bounce ideas or bounce off any witty banter. So I have to try to keep up the pace. But at the same time, as I'm trying to be energetic, I'm also focusing on the game. Like with Sewer Shark, that was hard to do because the first half of the game, it's not that hard. But when you get into the second half, you are focusing like crazy. So I'm just wondering. Mm-hmm. You don't hear me talk a whole lot. But yeah,
it's tough. It's tough to focus on it because it's hard to break the habit of just zoning out into the game.
It really is. And how these guys do it, I mean, of course it's easy for them because, for one thing, there's 2 people sitting on a couch playing the game. And if it's a 2-player game, like one person's playing, they're both talking, and you know, vice versa, back and forth. Mm-hmm. So it's easy for them, but also at the same time, they're both very quick with the wit.
Oh, they're fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, they're brilliant. They're 2 very, very brilliant guys. Danny Sexbang too. He's got a band called Ninja Sex Party.
It's really good too.
And it's just Danny Sexbang and Ninja Brian. And they make some hilarious songs and videos to go with them. Definitely check that out. It's a satirical band, but honestly, I really enjoy actually just listening to the music.
I just love listening to the lyrics because the shit that they write is just hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's a really good writer, man. I'm telling you, very, very awesome band. Plus, these guys are pretty noble too. I don't know if you remember, but they raised $7,000 for Child's Play.
Yeah.
For gaming for kids who can't afford or are sick or they can't do video games. So what they did was they get donated video games like all the time. I mean, they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So a lot of these people will just send them video games, and they got like a bunch of copies of all these games. So what they did was they put them up on eBay, and they took all the money they made off of that, and they donated it to Child's Play, which was a very awesome and noble cause.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of cool guys. I would love to get them on the show too. That'd be great.
It'd be awesome to get like Danny on here, or you probably get a better chance getting Danny on here because Aaron, although he'd be an awesome guest on this show, don't get me wrong, but he's probably a little tough to get.
He's very busy. He's got a lot. He doesn't just do this. He does a lot of promotional stuff too, and animation.
Animation.
Yeah, he's got a lot. But the only thing is, like, these guys kind of abandoned their old YouTube channels. Like for now. John Tron just made a video. Actually, it was kind of hilarious.
It's great to see him back, and he actually updated his opening titles too.
I know. It was really good to see him back because he kind of disappeared for a little while. Yeah. If Mike Payton was on here, he doesn't think he's funny, but I do.
What makes him interesting is he's loud when he delivers his shtick.
Oh yeah.
He screams, he yells.
He's got a very unique sense of humor.
He does. Albeit a little strange, but yeah, it's unique.
Definitely unique. That's what I really like. I saw one video of his and I was hooked. I was like, oh, John Tron's great. Yeah. Definitely awesome YouTube channels there.
And if anybody out there wants to talk about Game Grumps or any of these people we're talking about right now, just give us a call at 760-512-7247.
Yeah, and we will now move on to our actor of the week, Al Pacino.
Hoo-ha!
Ha-ha!
I can never do that right.
Hoo-ha! Al Pacino, one of the greatest actors in film history. He established himself during one of the film's greatest decades, the 1970s, and his most it's not his most iconic picture, I don't think, but The Godfather. That movie made him.
That's funny because I tried watching The Godfather, and I only can make it past the first hour and a half to a point where I'm just like, I'm starting to fall asleep, and I don't know why.
Really?
I can't keep myself awake to watch that movie, even though I'm as excited I am to watch it.
Oh my
I
God!
just can't keep myself focused.
Every mob movie puts nods to The Godfather. If it wasn't for The Godfather, you wouldn't have movies like Casino. You wouldn't have movies like The Departed or what was that movie with Ray Liotta?
Oh, Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
I love that movie.
See, yeah, Goodfellas. Like when I recently watched Godfather and I'm looking back at Goodfellas, and there's so many scenes, like the wedding scene. It was like a nod to the wedding scene in Godfather. Yeah. Where she was getting all the money, and then the guy makes the comment about, oh man, if this wasn't was a different wedding, I would have stole all the money, da da da. And it was like the same kind of comment that he made in that movie. But yeah, I mean, I think he was really, really good. He established himself as a badass in this movie, and especially in that scene where he killed the cop and the guy who shot Don Corleone.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, where he placed the gun up in the toilet. He came out. That was great. You could just see him sweating it, like, oh my God, like I gotta kill these guys. Like, and it was such a tense scene, and I think that moment made Al Pacino what he is. That scene right there.
And also, let's not forget his other big movie that came out in 1983, I do believe, and that would be Scarface.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, you can't talk about Al Pacino without talking about Scarface. Every gangster wannabe wants to be Scarface. Say hello to my little friend.
And every gangster who's seen that movie has always wanted to have that big pile of cocaine on the desk.
Yeah, I love that scene. He just drops his head down. I'm like, oh man, shit is about to hit the fan. But God, I mean, I love to hate that character in that movie, though. I mean, what he does to his sister, it's just wrong, and his best friend. Like, come on, man, that's the part that kills me the most. Like, why? Yeah, obviously, your best friend is in love with your sister, like, and he kills him for it. It's horrible, horrible. Deplorable act.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. And, I mean, that's the thing about the movie is, like, you actually are rooting for him throughout most of the movie until he gets to that part of the film where you see that his best friend marries his sister, and that's when all bets are off. That's when you're realizing.
Yeah. Once the climax hits, and it's like then you realize how awful of a character he really is. Slimy, just dirtbag.
Yeah, but regardless, that is an awesome movie, and it's yeah.
Yeah, he really plays that part so well, and he's just a badass in every movie. But he plays that, especially in Scarface when when the cop is interviewing him in the very beginning and he's asking him about his scars and stuff. He's just got that like fuck you attitude, and that's what I love about Al Pacino. He's just, how'd you get that scar? Eating pussy. Oh yeah. What's your favorite Al Pacino movie?
Again, that's another tough question because I've seen a lot of movies that he's made, and it's hard for me to choose. I will definitely say Scarface because that one spoke to me the most in terms of the way he helps develop that character. And a really fun fact about this, when he was filming the movie, he had to don that accent. So in order to keep him used to that accent, he has the whole crew talk just like him, so that way he doesn't lose that dialect.
Yeah. I think he tried out method acting on that one.
He really did.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have definitely stayed away from him if I knew him in real life while doing that role. But I think my favorite role was in The Devil's Advocate, man. I mean, he plays the fucking devil.
The floor is all yours because I haven't seen this movie, so take it.
You haven't seen this movie?
Never haven't seen it.
You definitely need to see this movie. I mean, it's another Keanu Reeves movie. He's like this awful defense attorney, and it opens up. He's defending a scumbag high school teacher he was accused of molesting a student, a young girl, and he gets him off, and that's how he gets noticed by Al Pacino's character, and he takes him in under his wing as he makes him the best defense lawyer, and he gives him all this life and shit, and it turns out all of a sudden things go downhill. There's voodoo involved and crazy shit, and yeah, he's the devil. I don't even know where else to take that. But he plays such a good devil. He's the iconic, suited up, clean cut devil character. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you guys have anything to add to Al Pacino, please give us a call.
Yeah, the number is 760-512-7247. Tell us what you think about any of these movies we're talking about in terms of Al Pacino. If there's any movies of his that you really like and want to talk about, give us a call. And going back to Scarface real quick, he was supposed to have reprised his role as Tony Montana. Unfortunately, at the last moment he pulled out, but they went ahead and used his. He went ahead and allowed them to use his likeness, and they got a person to do an impersonation of him. And to tell you the truth, the impersonation was pretty close.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. It was the name of the game is Scarface: The World Is Yours, which I happily have.
Oh yeah, that PlayStation 2 game.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, and they made it where the story where he actually escaped from the house, and then he had to build his empire back up from the ground up again. I thought that was a fantastic little story. It's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto type game.
That's what they were going for, is a Grand Theft Auto type game. And again, it's one of those games I have not finished, but I love so much.
Yeah, that game's it's definitely more about gratuitous violence.
That's what it is for that style of game, because just like Grand Theft Auto was a sandbox type game. You didn't have to necessarily do what you're supposed to in the game. You can do whatever you like. But I've always liked GTA. I was more focused on the story and try to see if Tony will rise again and all that. So
I always loved the moniker, "The world is not enough," you know?
yes.
It's just like it embodies what that character is about, you know, just total ambition to the max.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely that's a game I want to try to finish sometime here in the future. But in terms of other Al Pacino movies, you ever seen that movie, Simone?
No. Take the floor.
Take the floor. All right, it's about this movie producer, and he stumbles across this program where he actually was able to build a computer-generated actress, and it was at the time known as Simulation 1. And then they started incorporating her into all these movies that he was producing, and shortened the name from Simulation 1 to Simone. And kind of like how the classic story of Frankenstein's monster, guy makes a creation, comes to life, and ends up taking the life of its own. And to the point where she becomes so popular that it comes to the point where he can't take it anymore. Because any movie that he puts her in, even if it's total garbage, they'll still think it's well received and everything. The audiences will go crazy over it. So almost towards the end of the movie, he deletes Simone. And then next thing you know, because everybody thinks that she's real, and then next thing you know, he's being arrested for murder. And then when he finally has a chance to explain to him, no, she is a computer-simulated person. And it's a really good movie. I liked it a whole lot.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty awesome flick. I'm gonna check that out. Definitely. When I get some time, I'll check it out. But another favorite movie of his, Donnie Brasco.
Never seen it. You take it.
Oh man, it's about an FBI undercover agent, Johnny Depp. He's Donnie Brasco, and he infiltrates. He's infiltrating the mob, and he starts like living with Al Pacino's character, Benjamin Lefty Ruggiero, and it turns out like, you know, he's working for the police, but he really like falls in love with the mob, and he does like all these awful things, like he does murders, and he really ends up more or less working for the mob, you know, more than the FBI. And it's based off of a book by Joseph Pistone. I'm not sure if it's a true story. I think it might have been based off a true story. You know, don't quote me on this, but I think it might have. But yeah, I mean, that incredible movie, you know, and it's really like shows like the grittiness of a soldier in the mob, you know, and how that world just engulfs you, and it makes. It's like it's not reality anymore, you know? Once you're in the mob, it's like a totally different world.
Yeah. Of course, he's actually done some other good movies for like HBO. 2010, he did a movie called You Don't Know Jack, which was based on the trial of Dr. Jack Kevorkian.
Oh.
That was good.
I gotta check that out. How was that? What was that? I mean, I know Dr. Kevorkian. He was the guy who performed euthanasia on people who were in severe pain and dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think he knocked it out of the park. He looked the part. He sounded just like the guy, and it was such a good movie. I loved every single moment of it. And there's this one scene that I actually kind of laughed at. This was a scene where he dressed up as one of those 18th century politicians.
Yeah.
And he was riding a bicycle. And he was protesting. It was funny. But actually but the way he portrays Jack Kevorkian, in a way, it kind of lets you know what kind of person Jack was. He was, in my opinion, he was a very sick individual. I mean, I'm sure he had good merits, but at the same time, what he was doing, I totally do not agree with.
Really? I mean, I don't know if I disagree with what he was doing.
I mean, I understand if there's people who are sick and dying who just don't want to live anymore. I understand that. But I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't
honestly,
fit with me
man,
well.
like, you know, it's a difference between, you know, you're going to suffer for the rest of your days or, you know, in severe pain. Like, you know, do you want that or do you want to go peacefully, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. I get that point. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's like one of those really controversial things.
Yeah. But moving forward, he most recently starred in another HBO film. Came out earlier this year, and it was called Phil Spector.
Yeah.
It's about the record producer Phil Spector's murder trial. Now, I haven't seen this yet, but when I think of Phil Spector, I think about his one court appearance when he had like Sideshow Bob hair. There was his hair going out every direction, and he always had these different wigs that he'd wear to each trial. But I've yet to see that movie, and I bet it's really good. And right now, he's also Al Pacino's in talks with Robert De Niro, or actually no, sorry, I don't know where my brain is. They're reportedly set to star in an upcoming project called The Irishman, which is to be directed by Martin Scorsese and to co-star Joe Pesci. It was announced in January of 2013 that Pacino will play the late former Penn State University football coach Joe Paterno in a movie technically titled Happy Valley, and based on a 2012 biography of Paterno by sports writer Joe Posnanski. So if that comes out, I'm definitely want to check that out. That's going to be really good.
Yeah, I love Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. I haven't seen Joe Pesci since his Snickers commercial, and before that, I can't remember the last time I've seen him.
I think he's amazing in every movie he's ever been in.
He's great.
Oh man, Home Alone.
Yeah, this Home Alone 1 and 2. He was in this movie with Danny Glover, Gone Fishing.
Yeah, he was scary as all hell in Casino.
Yeah.
And all the mob movies he's in.
Yeah.
And he was really awesome in Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, I remember that. He was Lethal Weapon 2 and 3. Not sure if he was in 4, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I even watched Lethal Weapon 4. Maybe I have.
Oh, well, actually, hang on. We got a call. It's an 845 call, so let's go and bring him on. Hello, caller.
Hello.
You're on Geek Speak.
This is Mr. Payton, President of Operations of Mega Powers Radio.
Payton!
How are you doing, Mr. Payton?
I just finished up women's volleyball. Got to enjoy watching some lovely ladies bounce around a ball for about 3 hours. I'm back at the office now, totaling up my cash and just hanging out and figured I'd see what you guys were up to.
Well, we are in the middle of talking about Al Pacino. What Al Pacino movie are you most fond of, Mr. Payton?
I'm actually not a very big Al Pacino fan. I've never been much of a fan of the whole mafioso type scene in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like Godfather. Don't like Goodfellas. Don't like any of those. I didn't even like Mafia, which was the parody of them all. And I love parody movies.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had to pick something with Al Pacino, it's got to be Scent of a Woman. Hoo-ah! Mostly because the movie is so fun to parody. The movie itself is not spectacular. It's so much comedy in its existence that I got to appreciate it.
That's something that Al Pacino can do. He not only is he a good serious actor, but he can do a damn good job in these comedies as well.
Yeah,
I think so.
Absolutely. Mike, do you have anything to say about Comic-Con?
Comic-Con? I wish I went.
I wish I went
too. Every time I come
too.
to New York City, I'm always excited. I mean, obviously the big one is the one that's out in San Diego, but being that this one is right here next to my hometown down in New York City, it always is more exciting for me. So I always get jealous when I have friends that get to go down there. I had a few who were bragging about they got to go to this panel, or they got to see this thing happen, or they got to hug this cosplay person. Honestly, that's the thing I'm most excited for. I want to go down there. I just want to be ingrained in this culture where there's all these weirdos, people dressed up, people super excited, their idols, people in good moods. Like, I just imagine the vibes that just exist in a place like that. It's just absolutely amazing, and I'm always so jealous. And I don't get to go down there and do it because I'm always working, or the money situation just isn't right at the time. It's a weird time of the year. I honestly wish it was earlier in the summer. Maybe it would be a little bit better, but as we're getting into the holiday season now, I got to start planning my Halloween outfit. I got to start gathering Christmas gifts. I have 5 friends whose birthday are this month of October, so it's a tough time of the year for me to ever do anything.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying about Comic-Con is it's not for like just geeks. It's for everybody. You know, it's a place where everybody could just like unite into like cool, stuff, fantasy. Yeah,
it's a place where nobody can. It's a place where fans, geeks can go and not be judged.
Yeah, and I was saying we should definitely get a trip going, and we should cover it next year. That's what I was talking to Travis about earlier.
It's easy to say it than to do it. Planning on going down there, carrying equipment, and not to mention when you're in a situation like that, you just want to have fun. You just want to go around. You want to explore. You want to meet people. It's very hard to keep a business mindset, and I'd totally be down for something like that, but it's a much bigger endeavor. It's easy to say this now, but when it comes to 10 months from now when everything's going to get prepared, we'll see. It's something we can put on the forward plan.
I think we are professional enough to be able to pull this off.
Well, not Travis. He's from Illinois.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to David about this earlier. Every summer in Chicago,
David was around?
Oh, earlier in the show. Oh, sorry, Craig.
Oh.
My brain is. Oh, geez. I think I deserve one of those wonderful sound effects to express how silly I feel right now. Anyways, just for all you fans out there, just imagine the sound of Pac-Man dying. There you go. Anyways.
Wow.
I was talking to Craig about this earlier, and every year in Chicago, and during the summer, they have their own Comic-Con. It was called Wizard World, and I wanted to go to it this past summer because, for one thing, Brad Jones, the cinema snob, was going to be there and have a small panel with some of his friends. And I wanted to go so bad, but I didn't go. But I'm thinking next year, if I can get around to it, I'm going to go and get some footage and try to get like a report going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rose-colored report?
Yeah, there you go.
That's not a bad idea.
Rose-colored report,
Yeah,
there you go.
Definitely plug it on your YouTube channel.
Which also has me thinking, because we're getting sidetracked again. We'll bring it back here in a moment. On the 26th, I'm going to a public performance of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I'm going to talk with the people, see if I can get some footage shot, because they're going to have a costume contest, too. See if I can put that on my show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that sounds like a great idea, man. You should definitely go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but thanks for calling in, Mike. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Yeah,
I mean, this is, the current baby. I don't want to call it baby, but it's the growing child of Mega Powers Radio. So I certainly want to make sure it gets as much love as I could possibly put towards it. There's always busy stuff going on. We're all busy doing our own real-life things. Of course, there's my responsibilities with Fanboys Anonymous, this channel, my own shows that I have here on this channel, Keeping Kayfabe on Thursdays, the Monday Night Raw post-show on Mondays, pay-per-view pre-shows on Sundays, and, of course, just trying to pay attention to every show we have on here. It's an endeavor of love, though. I mean, I love everything we got going on this station. We got so many cool people involved now, and it's just growing and growing. And,
Yeah. And don't forget, Newbie TV. You know, we're working on a special project right now.
Man,
Mike,
I was just
like...
sitting playing Grand Theft Auto, as I have been a lot the last couple of weeks, and it just hit me like, what the fuck did I do? Because it was such a missed opportunity to have that video done in time for the release of that game that I'm really kind of smacking myself about it. But at this point,
you know what?
But
Grand Theft Auto is such a big title that right now that everybody is still talking about it. You know, I think it, you know, when we get this out, it'll still be relevant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And especially now that, I don't know if you guys heard, but Watch Dogs, which was originally due out November 19th, has now been delayed for a second quarter 2014 release, which is quite upset me and makes me even happier that I went and got Grand Theft Auto, because I was counting on Watch Dogs to fill that void if I didn't get Grand Theft Auto. But since I got it, it doesn't matter as much now. But I was still looking forward to that game. That's really from me.
That would be awesome, because November 19th is my birthday. That would have been a cool little birthday present for myself.
All right. Peyton, buddy, thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Are you guys trying to get rid of me?
No, you can stay on as long as you like. It's okay.
I'm just sitting here counting money. I got nothing to do. I mean, you might hear me doing it all for a second while I'm counting this. I'm not very good at math. I'm counting everything like 5 times.
I've had moments like that too. Back to Pacino. I'm trying to think of other films that he was in.
He did a lot of mob films, and like I said, he's one of the greatest anti-heroes.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm using a very resourceful website known as Wikipedia to try to find any such films like that. Oh, we missed one. Carlito's Way.
Nah, I never even heard of it. Have you seen it?
I thought Carlito was a wrestler.
I've never seen a movie, but my ex-wife, finally divorced, loves this movie, and I never got around to watching it. All I know is it's a 93 American crime drama film directed by Brian De Palma, and it's based on the novels Carlito's Way and After Hours by Judge Edwin Torres. And yeah, don't know much about the movie.
Al Pacino is always one of those that I hear and I know is a recognized actor, but I honestly couldn't tell you much of what he's done.
Same here.
I don't know if anyone else feels that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think we went over like his biggest films. Definitely the Godfather trilogy, The Devil's Advocate, and Donnie Brasco.
And Scarface.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't like I said, you can't talk about Al Pacino without talking about Scarface. Definitely his biggest film, in my opinion.
Going back to Grand Theft Auto for a second, it's kind of weird that Grand Theft Auto 3, the first really popular Grand Theft Auto, was based on Goodfellas, and then you go to Vice City, which was really based on Scarface. Al Pacino has had a phenomenal influence on the Grand Theft Auto series.
And we were talking about the Scarface video game, which was actually an unofficial sequel to Scarface, and where he gets out. He got out of the shootout. And he had to start from the beginning again, the ground up.
Does Pacino do the voiceover?
Yeah, they used his likeness, but they had a voice actor to do the voice.
Who was actually very good at it.
It was very good, very good. Yeah, I just remembered. You were mentioning about Scarface being influenced by Vice City. If you go back and listen to the soundtrack in GTA 3, there's this retro station that plays nothing but '80s classics, and all the songs on that channel are from the Scarface soundtrack.
And you got to consider the time period of the game is supposed to be '80s, so at the time they weren't classic. They were what was playing at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the radio station is one of the biggest disappointments in GTA 5.
What? I love the radio stations in GTA 5.
No, I love. Listen. Don't get me wrong. It's very, very good, done very well. But I feel like they should have given it more love. That it gets very repetitive after a while.
I don't know. I kind of like it when I listen.
They're repetitive.
Because it loops a lot. There's not all that much content. Not like if you listen to the San Andreas radio stations or GTA 3 radio stations, they put a lot more work into those. Or even Vice City. Vice City was huge. And they had like band members and stuff, like real bands like on the talk radios and stuff like that. I don't know. I think that was one of the kind of. I'm sorry.
Somebody
go ahead.
runs a station on the new one. Isn't it like D. Snyder or someone like that is running a station on the new one?
Actually, I'm taking a look right now.
No, they're what's his name? Jeez, the guy from the Circle Jerks.
Iggy Pop or?
No, that was one of the expansion packs of GTA 4.
No, it was.
There's definitely one of them in this. Definitely one of them in this one.
Circle Jerks.
Circle Jerks.
Well, yeah, you know the punk rock radio station. It's the lead singer of the Circle Jerks. Circle Jerks is the announcer on there.
That's another one. I didn't know about that. No, there's someone.
Keith Morris. That was it. Yeah, Keith Morris. And he's great on that. Actually, he's really good on that station.
Jeez, I'm looking at all the soundtrack to GTA 5. First of all, I thought it was kind of interesting that Kenny Loggins is the DJ for Los Santos Rock Radio.
Oh, there's another one. Gee, Kenny Loggins, that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
And then
they got a lot of good voice actors in it.
Bootsy Collins hosts Space 103.2.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And Laszlo's been in there since the first GTA.
Where is he? What station is he on?
He's not on this. I haven't heard him on the station, but he does appear, and you actually see him for once. He gets involved in a mission, and you have to.
He gets involved in several.
Okay, don't tell me too much. Don't tell me too much because I just bought the game this past Thursday, and I just now scratching the surface.
No.
Yeah, well, you're a month late, buddy.
Juicy last. I won't tell you how, but it's an enjoyable experience. How they tie Laszlo in. They got Fernando too, the freaking Latin lover dude.
Really?
This is Fernando. He's been there since Grand Theft Auto 3 is up. Might have been there earlier, for all I know. I don't know. I didn't play those earlier games.
I can tell you, like Laszlo and all those other guys, they actually started with GTA 3. I listened to the soundtracks to the first two games, and yeah, no Laszlo and those other ones, or Fernando. So.
There's some stuff. They got two Spanish radio stations on there. There's a lot of stuff that I just wouldn't listen to.
Pam Streeter?
Yeah, they got like a country station.
I always avoid
which
that.
is awesome.
Yeah, I know you like that.
That country station's awesome. It's got Convoy on it. Come on, join our convoy. Ain't nothing gonna get in our way. Love that song. That song's the best song to drive a truck to.
Oh, Jesus. What's the name of that radio station in the game?
Oh, shit, if I know. I have not learned the radio station names. They're not very memorable. It's not like back in the day where you had, like, Head Radio.
No. They are. Rebel Radio.
Okay.
And then we got... what was the other one? East Coast. Blaine County Talk Radio. The Blue Arc. It's like a bluegrass channel. Oh,
I like this West Coast Classics.
West Coast Classics. That's that's like old school rap, right?
The good,
and then,
the good rap.
Yeah. Well, and then Los Santos Radios is like the new rap.
And
Like, yeah. I don't know. I like it. It's funny, especially when I'm playing as Franklin. It just seems to fit.
oh my gosh!
What?
I saw the spoiler. I need to get out of it.
Yeah, I definitely love Channel X and Space. That's a cool one to listen to. If you're just flying down the highway on a motorcycle, listen to Space. That's all like electronic and music. Great.
It's great for flying in, actually, when you're in a plane or in a helicopter.
You know, that's the one thing that annoys me in that game is the flying helicopters and stuff like that.
Oh, the helicopters are god awful. I don't know what they did to those mechanics.
Oh,
because in
I can't
4, you
land
couldn't
them.
even fly planes.
I can't land them. And they need to land the shit in like very specific spots.
The thing, like, even when you're just flying in general, is bobbing back and forth, catching wind currents. Like, I don't know what the heck they did, because in 4 you couldn't fly a plane. You could only fly helicopters. So you think they would have really worked on that mechanic, and it wasn't so bad in 4. But in this one, anytime it tells me to get in a helicopter, I'm like, fuck. Thank goodness they're going to let me skip this mission after I die a couple times.
You know what, though? Like, a lot of the heist missions and stuff, they have a lot of different avenues. Like, you get to pick and choose which way you want to do it. And, you know, like, there's one where you can, like, either fly in or you can go in with a bang and shoot up the place or, you know. That's one of the best things about Grand Theft Auto 5.
One of them.
One of them. What's your favorite thing about Grand Theft Auto 5, Mike, so far?
That I haven't finished it.
That you haven't finished it, or you just...
Yes, that I haven't finished it, that I still have a lot more to go. I love the enormity of the map, but there's still a lot of undiscovered zones in it for me. And granted, I haven't played it as much as a lot of people probably have, but I've been trying to keep my exploring up. You know, I'm always trying to look at new places, and that's just what I haven't uncovered on the map. And then there's all the alleyways and all that other stuff that I haven't really gone into and explored. I just hit a movie studio, which, you know, totally tickles my fancy. I'm working for this big famous Hollywood producer that the one guy knows and loves, and I'm totally digging that. Going onto the set and doing things for this guy. So that one's hitting me really close. Yeah. And I like the variety of the character. The 3-character system,
yeah,
I think is probably the most unique thing of it. Solomon, Solomon Grundy. Yeah. No, Solomon Murphy or something. I don't know. Solomon Martin. Anyway, the 3 characters, any one of those 3 characters could have been an excellent solitary character for this game. But the fact that they have all 3 and all 3 are as awesome as they are knocks it out of the park for me. You know, I love switching between. If I'm feeling like in a crazy psychotic move, I'll go and be Trevor. If
oh my God,
I feel like
Trevor is
strip club or just doing something driving around, maybe I'll be Michael. You know, it's whatever I feel like doing, I'll try to apply the personality to it.
No, Michael's trying to fix his family. You shouldn't be sending him to strip clubs, Mike.
Yo, Trevor may be my favorite character, but I think my backstory that I like the most is Michael. The person I've liked seeing develop as has been going through and finding out about his past and his secrets absolutely has to be Michael. Like I said, Michael is the one who's hooked up with this movie producer guy, which excites me as well. So it's just another reason for me to like Michael. Plus, we have the same name. Good name.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like him. He's got my name. Stand-up fella.
Yeah, there ain't never been a freaking Grand Theft Auto named Craig. I guess that is DJ. He could have been named Craig. I don't know. But I think it was Carl, wasn't it? Carl
Johnson.
Carl Johnson.
Which we were talking about. There was in Comic-Con, they had an announcement. Well, it wasn't really an announcement. The guy who played Franklin kind of slipped up and said he was talking to the guy who played CJ, and they're working on something, probably some DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know if you played San Andreas. I think you've played San Andreas. Yeah. So I think they're gonna incorporate the rest of the maps and stuff from that game.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, because right now there's no Las Vegas or whatever they called it in Las Ventura. I noticed that. I'm like, where's the casinos? I want to go to the casinos.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, GTA 5 is so big," but no, I don't think it's as big as San Andreas.
It's bigger.
Is it?
That's a fact. It's bigger. It's bigger.
Huh. It doesn't feel.
It's bigger.
I don't know.
It just doesn't seem as big because there was a lot of desert in San Andreas, is what it is. So all that barrenness made it look that bigger.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's the one thing. The game's landscape is fucking gorgeous. Oh,
the mountains and everything are fantastic. I mean, when you get in a plane and you're flying over the Vinewood sign, you go into that really mountainous region. Absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one thing I could just do. Is I could just get in a plane and I could fly for minutes and minutes and minutes and not really realize time is passing. Just because the detail is everything. When you get to a certain height, the clouds start settling in on you.
Yeah, and when you come down,
for everything.
Oh yeah, definitely gorgeous vistas. Did you get the blimp?
I did, and the funny thing is, I didn't pre-order it. I bought it like 3 weeks after the fact, but I still got the blimp code in my box. I didn't enter it yet. I gotta make sure I get on that before that expires. But
well, there's no. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing too crazy. It makes it where you can like really look over the city and the game, you know, and really take in the sights. You call it in. There's
you call it in.
There's different places where it'll be, and you could call it in.
Well, how do you get to it?
Your phone.
I mean, how do you get to it? I mean, if it's in the air, does it fly down to the ground and pick you up? It'll come down to the ground, and you just board it, and then it takes off.
Oh, that's cool. And you can ride it around.
That reminds me of me and my buddy Mike were doing the other day. Mr. Mike Hanna, anybody who knows me knows that gentleman very well. We came up with this goal where we were flying over this military base that we found, and we would parachute out of a plane or a helicopter or whatever into the military base, and we found they
shoot you down instantly.
They do. That's why you can't fly. If you fly all the way up really high and drop in via parachute, they don't shoot missiles at you. And if you've got your parachuting skills really well, you can parachute yourself right into one of the hangars where the fighter jet is. And if you're quick, you can get to it before the tank hits you. And then you get a fighter jet, and we just got it. And the cool thing is I flew it out to Trevor's hangar where you see planes, and it must have glitched or something because when I went...
and you saved it?
I had 2 fighter jets in there. Yeah, I had to
wow. You know what? The one thing about the game, I don't know if they fixed it yet, but there was a glitch where, like, you know, you tried to save cars in your garage, but once you switch characters, sometimes the cars will disappear.
I think so.
I mean, I
haven't noticed that, but I believe it. I mean, this is such a massive game. People have to expect those kind of bugs.
Yeah. It's annoying though when you put like $200,000 into like souping up your vehicle and making it really custom, and then it just disappears.
I haven't gotten into the tricking out my rides yet. That hasn't been something that's appealed to me. That's probably something I'll play with more after I beat the game. Funds are tight right now. I don't know where people are getting all this money, but my money is going away really fast. I mean, the hospital is so expensive right now. I've just recently been learning about like when you get those hints to play the stock market, so I'm doing that, and that's helping me get more money.
I was just going to say, play the stock market because that's one of the most fun. And if you sell, you got to sell early in the morning, like 9 o'clock. The stock market opens up. That's the best time to sell. And the more missions, you'll find people like if you do missions for certain people, they have like they run businesses and stuff, and they'll throw you a bunch of shares. Like I had one guy give me, I helped him. I picked him up and I dropped him off at his wedding, and it was like a big mission there. But he ended up giving me like $100,000 worth of shares of his company, which was awesome. And I turned it around when it was up at its highest, so I made like $200,000 off of it.
Nice.
Plus there's assassination missions. Where
that's
you kill
where they'll tough one guy. Yeah, while you're shooting the guy who runs the Microsoft ripoff, why don't you go ahead and invest in the Apple ripoff? I'm like, okay, I'll go and do that.
Yeah,
and that gave me a lot of profit.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest ways to make money in the game.
That's silly. I want to just kill people for money.
Well, I mean, you can sort of do that with hookers, right? Because after you bang them and then you pay them, then they get out of the car and you can just kill them. Not only get your money back, but plus extra.
I haven't banged a hooker yet.
Oh, you do it. It's funny. It's really good in this one. Oh, you'll know.
I banged a
Just
stripper.
drive around at night. Drive around at night in like certain areas, and you'll see them. They'll be like standing on the corner, and they'll be looking around. You park your car in front of them, and then they'll just get in your car, and then you can pay them like how much ever. And then like if the game will go into like a certain camera mode, you could switch cameras and see what they're doing. It's pretty dirty.
I did go to the strip club, and I felt up on a stripper enough until I convinced her to come over to my house with me, and then I banged her. That's kind of like that.
I like that you can make it rain. You can throw money.
You make it
rain. Make it rain. Oh man, I don't think I'll ever stop playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, well, I said that about every other Grand Theft Auto I played. Eventually it stops, but it's going to be a good long while, man. Like I said, I still got a lot to do with the single player. I haven't even touched the online multiplayer yet. I haven't even signed in. I haven't created a character. I haven't done jack, so I got all of that. Not to mention just the random hours of just doing random shit in there that I'll have after I beat it and after I do all that. So there's a lot of game time left for me with that game. Me either. I was waiting for all the bugs to get worked out before I even go on online. But you're on the PlayStation Network with the game, correct? That is correct.
And your gamer handle is?
My gamer tag is actually NEWBTV. That's NewBTV. You heard that mentioned earlier. That's the gaming brand that me and Craig and a few other folks have running. And, you can find me on there. Add me. That's also the same gamer tag that I have on the Nintendo Network. So if you want to play any games on Wii U with me, it's NEWBTV.
Yeah, and I was thinking that maybe we should do a little something for Newbie TV for that game.
I was thinking that. I didn't know what exactly I wanted to do because I don't know if I want to just do I don't know. We can figure something. It's not really the time to talk about that.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, look for that in the future, and if you're listening to the podcast, that'll be a gamer handle for Newbie TV, and
I would love to do more community outreach with those gamer tags. So if any fans want to come on and play with us, think you can beat us. Hey, we're newbies. It's the name. We're not very good. We're not pros by any means. We're not egotistical people about it. We're not going to go on there and tell you to fuck your mother. We're just going to play and have a good time.
Yeah, and if you ever watched any of our Let's Plays, we are definitely terrible at video games.
Except for Grease Connect Dance. We're pretty awesome at that.
And Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I was really
I wish I still had that fucking video. I got Grease Dance. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. But I think that's our show. Would you like to plug anything today?
For me?
Yes.
I'm just going to plug this station one more time. We always got cool things going on here. We actually had a very cool show last night. We had a special Monday edition of the Datesman Show where we had Laura DeWitt, a.k.a. Laura Plays Video Game Music. It's that chick you'll see around on the internet in the Pink Ranger costume playing various video game songs on her violin and piano. Had a really fun interview with her last night. It's available in archive form on the Blog Talk radio station. It's on fanboysanonymous.com. It's on the Mega Powers Radio YouTube. It's all over. Certainly check it out. It was a good time. I think you'll enjoy it. She's a cosplayer. She's a musician. She's a big video game fan. She's a nerd. And most importantly, she's Australian. You get to hear this cute girl with this nice little Australian accent. Really good time. So check that out. Good shows going on almost every night of the week. Tuesday night, Geek Speak. Wednesday night's the usual night for the Datesman Show. Thursday night, Keeping Kayfabe for you wrestling fans. Friday night's the night off. Saturday night, I got gameplay for you video game people. Sunday is our special night. We have Otaku Nation for you anime and manga fans, as well as pay-per-view pre-shows. And Monday Night Raw, we have the Monday Night Raw post-show. following Monday Night Raw. I just said Monday Night Raw like 3 times. Whatever. MegaPowersRadio.com is the easy place to find all those. Facebook.com/MegaPowersRadio. YouTube.com/MegaPowersRadio. And that's all. Another edition of Geek Speak in the books, guys. Great job.
Thank you. Craig.
Travis Goss, would you like to plug anything today?
Yes. Okay. I lost my train of thought there. Okay, here we go. As you know, I'm a host of Rose Colored Reviews on YouTube, youtube.com/Rose Colored Reviews. I'm actually working on a show right now. I know it's a little late. I do apologize. Next episode of Rose Colored Reviews will be my review on Muppet Babies, which is one of my favorite cartoons from when I was a small kid. And that's going to be coming out here real soon. And starting Saturday, October 19th, the launch of Rose Colored Let's Play on YouTube, where I tackle my all-time favorite game of all time, Sewer Shark. And that's going to be in 2 parts. Trying to figure out when I'm going to get the second part up. But the first part will be coming at you about 7 a.m. Eastern Time on the 19th. So go check that out. Also, go to Facebook.com/RoseColoredReviews. That's the official fan page. And if you guys want to get a hold of me personally, just email me at travis.goss@megapowersradio.com. And I'm on Twitter at TravisGoss79. And I'm also a co-host of I Got Gameplay on Saturday nights from 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Do check that out.
All right. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Michael. And this is Geek Speak Live. We're live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mega Powers Radio. Remember to tune in at megapowersradio.com. You can also find an archived version of the show available on YouTube and also on fanboysanonymous.com. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/GeekSpeakLive, or email us, geeksack@megapowersradio.com. Thanks for listening, everybody, and have a good night.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
Of the juggernaut, bitch!
It's not a tumor.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
2 chicks at the same time.
I am the law!
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win. You die.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!